He's a bit of a pro, this fella. He's by Golden Horns, love conditions, and there is no doubts about stamina. Now, just behind him, we have Sweet William, and he's another horse who looks really, really well. He is by Sea the Stars, taking it very much in his stride. Now, I just want to show you the difference between these two horses and the horse coming. This is Illinois. What? Like, honestly, you see this horse, he is a proper Galileo, isn't he? He's got plenty of desire in there. And he looks an absolute picture. He really does. The question mark is the trip. There is no question mark about how he looks in a pre-parade ring. That I can guarantee you.
Thank you, Mick. Well, this is a race where winning connections are presented with an actual Gold Cup, which might sound like it's an obvious thing, but that is an extremely valuable item and a very prestigious one as well. Yeah, £650,000 on the table for this Group 1. There is Dubai Future. There is Coltrane, who knows his way around Ascot like the back of his hand. And we're very much looking forward to seeing Illinois here as well. Seb, we saw him at Chester. What are you hoping for when you see him today?
What, Illinois?
Yeah.
Illinois, at Chester, he definitely looked like he'd be in need of the run to some degree. He was obviously plenty fit enough to turn out. He won. I thought his class got him through the line. And I'm really looking forward to seeing him now, because I imagine he'll have shed a pound or two.
Yeah, there he is. He's just walking past the weighing room actually now, as you can see him striding out. And Jim, he looks very, very relaxed.
He does. He looks to have a lovely temperament. We know he's a good, consistent performer. The question is, can he maintain that level of form up to trip? He certainly gives himself every chance with his racing style.
Yeah, what did you think when he was second in the Grand Prix de Paris, second to Los Angeles in the Great Vulture, just second to Jan Bruegel in the Ledger, before finally winning on Art Weekend?
Yeah, I mean, the Art Weekend form probably isn't great, though he, to use a cliche, he did get the job done. What did I think about him? He just doesn't have a kick.
Yeah. So we spoke about this at Chester in the sense of he lacked the zip to make a Group 1 middle distance horse. And when we said, when he won the Ormond, what does the future hold for him? Is it over 12 furlongs or is it over 2.5 miles? He had a Gold Cup entry then, where it looked like Kyprios was going to be coming back to defend his crown. Their decision has been forced on them, but this horse has always struck us as a strong stayer and one who potentially at least could stay this classic distance.
And I guess it's probably, Seb, just a matter of he either will or he won't. There's no sort of halfway house, is there, where you think, oh, he's nearly stayed. He either will stay strongly or he won't.
This horse gives himself every chance of staying. He relaxes very well. I think it'll be a very straightforward ride for Ryan. And, I'm not even convinced he needs a lot of cover to get him to switch off. He's just, for a jockey, he's just an armchair ride.
Okay, well, Trawlerman, though, comes out top on the ATR Predictor. So Trawlerman, who is the proven stayer, Jim?
Trawlerman, obviously, great second in this last year. That sets a pretty good standard for the others. I mean, let's not forget that he was behind Dubai Future earlier this year on his reappearance, and yet that one's 25 to 1. He's been raced sparingly, which suggests maybe he's not the easiest to train, but conditions are identical to last year. The stable are in great form. Everything looks primed for another big attempt.
Yeah, and he looks like he's taking everything as coolly as possible as well. Hayley, who have you got your eye on in the paddock?
They're all quite professional walking round. Wonder Legend for James Ferguson's actually keeping his act together really nicely. Number 5 there with his red hood on for Danny Muscat. He's a horse that seems to be progressive. Obviously, a big question mark up against him today. Sweet William is just a horse that follows on. He's a very unpredictable horse. Robert Havlin, obviously, before racing, we spoke to him, and at least he's one of the proven stayers in this race. And there is Trawlerman, who looks like he's holding his condition for a stayer incredibly well. We only saw him 3 weeks ago when he managed to score, and that was a nice performance when he got the better of Coltrane. He's incredibly relaxed here today, and I'm sure tactically they'll be coming up with a good plan on how to attack this race. And make sure that they get it right like they used to when they challenged Kyprios, even the mighty stayer himself. So he very much does set the standard here. And then Illinois didn't quite get the look that I'd have liked to of him, but he did look nice and quiet, relaxing. Obviously, we spoke to Aidan earlier on, and he just said how he's here a year earlier than what he probably would have planned originally, obviously with the retirement of the mighty Kyprios, but he seems to be taking everything very nicely. A little bit warm behind the saddle, between his back legs, but that's obviously very acceptable today with such heat. And he's a horse that's just a bit of an unknown. Will he be the next superstar stayer? We'll find out in just a moment. Coltrane's been a wonderful horse for this stable. Horse number 1, he looks really well marching round. Just find it hard to be too confident with him, Alex, after he's been beaten by a few of these that he's reopposing with already this season.
Yeah, I think he may well have won best turned out, potentially. I'm not sure. I think he could. He is beautifully turned out with those plats. 6 walks past us as well. That's Yashin. Jim, I wanted to ask you about Candelari, because we've seen him saunter past. It's no wonder he was quite a late developer.
Yeah, he's a big laid-back gent, isn't he?
Yeah.
A gelding by Frankel from a very good staying family. But it's quite an astonishing story when you think this is the premier European middle distance staying race, because in November he was still in the sales as an unraced 3-year-old. They took him out, and the 7th of December he won a maiden, and inside 6 months he's a Group 1 winner, because the Vitesse Vigier, which he took last time, has been upgraded to Group 1, and now he takes his chance here. Unlike a lot of French horses we see at Ascot, obviously Calandagan and being an exception, a lot of them come over here and the fast ground is an issue for them. But from what I've seen so far, this horse on replays, he looks as though he'll handle it.
Yeah, that's encouraging.
It is. He's growing in status and significance, this horse, Seb.
My worry for him is I think he's going to be sat last, and it's whether he can make ground up on everything. Something's got to turn up, Trawlerman or Illinois. Can he make that ground up? And for me, I think his tactics are completely against Ascot.
But he is the mystery box, isn't he? We don't know his limits at all, but what we do know is that he's got a nice turn of foot for this distance, and there are certainly shades of Vizirabad about him, aren't there?
I think that's a very good comparison. Yeah. Listen, Seb could be right. What I'm saying is, if he ran third, given his background and the way we've unfolded, he's run a really good race. And the Aga Khan has got a strong association, or the colours or family have a strong association with this race. Felicitation won for the third Aga Khan in 34, Umidad won in 44, Prince Ali Khan won in 1960 with Shashun, then Enzeli won in 1999, and just to complete the connection, Estimate was part of the Queen's 80th birthday present given by the Aga Khan, who took the race. So they wouldn't be winning another one out of turn.
No, they wouldn't, that is for sure. What a lovely bit of history. Anyway, let's head out to Mick as they head out onto the track.
Yes, thank you, Alex. We're looking at them as they're parading here. It's a fantastic opportunity for members of the public here to see these horses up close. And 2 of the horses in here, we just see Sweet Million breaking and cantering down, giving Wonder Legend a lead here. What it would mean to Rab Havlin to win a Gold Cup, I'm sure, especially for John and Thady Gosden with Sweet William. He's been a nearly horse. He's proven over 2 miles. Just that little bit further, though, is the question. The horse in the blue colours is Trawlerman, and he is a force to behold over this distance. He's one of the last horses to beat Kyprios. So, you know, when you've got that in your CV, plenty of people want to have you on side, and it's not a surprise to see him being well supported here. He is a grand campaigner, and let's have a look at Illinois. Pat Keating leading him. You can see Ryan Moore. He's just giving him a little pat, Pat Keating. And Illinois, he could be the champion stayer for years to come if he does it here today. He's just about to jump off. He is a tank of a horse, he really is. And he just lets him go. Ryan Moore will canter the post. And now look at the horse in behind him. Jim McGrath spoke very eloquently about the path that this horse has taken to get to here. It's been a bit of a hurried one. It'll be interesting to see if he's able to continue that upward progression. The rest of them just filing out. Coltrane just coming, and just behind him, an outsider, Yashin, but he's no mug looking at what we've seen of him. He might be on his way to Australia if he does well here.
And Mississippi River's just come up on the outside, and as you say, he was really strong in the market. He was put in at 10 to 11 or 4 to 5, backed into 130 on in the end, and here he's coming, looked like he's going to come and win his race. But Beckman, I just think Beckman was underrated going into this race, and he proved this. Thought Mississippi River came and won his race, and he's gone on from everything else in the race, but Beckman's shown a really good turn of foot on the far side. Cher Lyons' horse, and he's gone on and won well. Mississippi River kind of been closed down a little bit close home, but I just think that Beckman maybe was underrated, and I thought Mississippi River, while look, when 130 on shot gets beaten, that's disappointing because he's far more likely to win than to lose according to the market. But I think he bumped into one, as you said, and Beckman, looking forward to seeing where he goes next. And Mississippi River, yeah, like blinkers on now for the first time, there's every chance that he can come on again.
Jack Cleary takes off £5 on her favourite, of course, and Matan, number 2, he started off the year in good style with a good second over 6 furlongs at the Curry. He also got off the mark at the same track over 7 furlongs, and in quite a competitive winners race at Gorham Park. He ran a good race, I think, done under the circumstances. It'll be interesting to see how he strips today. He's always a heavy looking individual. He's been gelded since we saw him last, and the winner to beat him this occasion, St. Brandon, was getting his second success of the campaign.
He was, yeah, and he hasn't run again since. Nathaniel Lupini's horse has won it, and I mean, look, you can see Matan coming here towards the near side, and it looks like he's going to go and win his race. He's come over to the stands rail at Gorham Park. You often see that on easy ground. It's a good strategy. It's usually an advantage, but he just can't get past St. Brandon, and I suppose that was back in April. Franny's had a good break since then. As you said, he's been gelded in the meantime. He's a nicely bred horse, a half brother to Lady Lynetta, who went over 7 furlongs and a mile. St. Brandon's just proved to be stronger than he was going to the line, but I just worry about the ground for him. Like we don't know, because all his form is on easier ground than the ground he's going to encounter today. Now, it's not fast ground. Ted Walsh telling us there is like lovely racing ground, but I just think he might prefer a little bit more dig in the ground than he's getting. That said, he's been strong on the market this morning. He's been pretty well backed, but I just prefer to see him on easier ground.
The extra furlong might alleviate that, but
Maybe,
it is a little bit of an unknown.
Yeah, exactly. It's just an unknown, and look, we don't know. He's never been asked to, and it's not fast ground. It's good ground, so maybe my kind of fears are unfounded, but I just think he's all his form is on soft or easy ground, and just a bit of an unknown coming in today.
Another horse performed well at this track recently is Jammer, trained by Dave Marnane. Dave, no luck yesterday, Hunt Cup course at ASCOT with Tokenomics run down the field, but this horse Don, I think is a work in progress for Connections, and you kind of like his angle here today on the back of this run.
I do. I just like his penultimate run was at Cork, when he just kind of came down. He kind of lost his position a little bit. He was a bit wider than ideal around the home turn, and then he stayed on to finish a close up 5th behind Port Louis of Noel Meads. But this day, that's Wizard of Oz in front, and he set a really good pace. He's got a good break on the field. You see Jamar travelling well just along the inside rail in the MRC International colours, the David Marnane colours, and he's come under a ride here, but he's picked up well. He's come up and got the better of Wizard of Oz, and you kind of think that he's going to go and win his race. Then Lady of Paris comes down the outside with a really strong run. This was a really good evening for Jessica Harrington. She went and won well, but Jamar, he traded at even money in running. You can see why, because he did look a likely winner when he came up on the outside of Wizard of Oz, but in the end, the energy that he had to expend in order to get there, then that's maybe just told in the end as Lady in Paris came down the outside and got the better of him. He's down a furlong and trip as well. I think that's a positive for him. I think back down from 9 furlongs to a mile, that's going to suit him. He's a progressive horse, and I just think he's a horse from whom there's more to come.
Another horse is interesting. Trainer Stephen Thorne, big days we mentioned for him. He's got Gleneagle Bay's his standard bearer course in the finale at Royal Ascot today. David Egan riding that horse for Ammo Racing on this occasion later today, but far from dandy, Don. 1 or 2 runners in the race for the trainer. That handicap form at the Curragh, I thought, was a cracking effort as well. He's unexposed based on his English form. The winner, Iceford, is quite smart. The second
Dream will be trying to stretch out over this 2.5 miles. There's Yashin. There you see Trawlerman. So, Jamie, you look at horses that are going to step up and become something new. Trawlerman is 7 years of age.
Yeah, he's 7 years of age, and he's unlucky to be around in the same era as Kyprios. But don't forget, only 2 horses during Kyprios' staying career ever beat him. One of them was Trawlerman.
Sorry, Alex?
Surprised that Illinois is not favoured.
They've been bouncing around up and down.
5 seconds, here we go.
We can see Trawlerman is favourite. Seb, gut instinct, who wins?
No, I'm on Illinois' side. I think, I think it's his to win.
Okay. Jim, how about you?
I'd go with Trawlerman, but I haven't put money on it.
No, okay. Jamie?
In the absence of Kyprios, this is a great Gold Cup, isn't it? It's the way it's set up, but I'll go with Trawlerman.
Whoa, it's an across the board for Trawlerman. Looks like they're nearly all set for our feature Gold Cup.
And they're off. They race away. It's 2.5 miles ahead of them for the Gold Cup of 2025. This historic race, first run all the way back in 1807. And through the very early stages, it is Trawlerman who shows the way. Runner-up last year. He leads by the best part of a length over Sweet William and those pink and white silks. Then Illinois settles in third in purple and white. And Kane Coltrane, those dark blue sleeves and cap. Just in front of Candelari, who's between horses in the green silks there for Candelari under Mikel Barcelona. So his outside then is Wonder Legend. About 3 lengths away to Dubai Future. And Yashin, who won the Sagaro Stakes here back in April, is at the rear of the field as they've gone through the opening couple of furlongs and a bit more now. They continue up the home straight for the first time. And it's Trawlerman who goes along with the advantage. Shows by this length and a half to Sweet William, who's yet to finish out the first 3 in his career. Illinois is racing on his inside, the Ormond Stakes winner from last time on his seasonal debut. Candelari goes by us in a share for 4th with Wonder Legend to the inside in the white and red and Daniel Muscat. A further 2.5 lengths there back to Coltrane, running in the Gold Cup for the 3rd time today. He was runner-up a couple of years ago. Behind Coltrane is Dubai Future, a winner at the Royal Meeting 3 years ago in the Wolferton, and still at the rear of the field is Yashin as they make their way towards the final 1.5 miles. And it's William Buick and Trawlerman who continue to show with the lead. From Sweet William in second, Illinois is back in third, 3/4 of a length behind. A further 2 lengths away to Wonder Legend. He's matching strides there for 4th with Candelari. Then came Coltrane, another break back to Dubai Future, and Yashin continues to trail them at the back. Continuing to race downhill now over on the far side of the course in the Gold Cup, and it's Trawlerman who continues to lead. Shows by 2 lengths to Sweet William in second. Illinois is back in third. Wonder Legend against the running rail, still in that dispute for 4th. Without wider Candelari, a good 3 lengths away to find Coltrane. Then came Dubai Future, and Yashin remains in the final position and fully 12 lengths behind the leader, which is still Trawlerman, who heads down towards the final mile with this lead of a length or so. To Sweet William in second place. Illinois is a clear third. Wonder Legend just about in 4th out from Candelari as they race around Swinley Bottom. It's 3 lengths away to Coltrane. Then came Dubai Future and Yashin, who's now looking to close up a bit. Inside the final 6.5 furlongs, it is Trawlerman as they begin to climb. Trawlerman leading a length and a half to Sweet William in second. Illinois is back in third. It's a further 2.5 lengths away to Candelari. Wonder Legend is on his inside. Behind those two then came Coltrane, who's been waited with throughout. Dubai Future and Yashin remain the final 2 runners. They're on now towards the final 5 furlongs. Still Trawlerman. Trawlerman leading by 2 lengths to Sweet William, who's now been pushed along there in second. Back in third is Illinois, who's still travelling strongly. He in turn then is about 5 lengths clear from Candelari, who's back in 4th and now looking to make his move. Coltrane is next. Dubai Future trying to get closer. Then Yashin Wonder Legend has now dropped right out. They're about to turn towards home inside the final 3 furlongs, and it's Trawlerman who's yet to be passed. Trawlerman will lead them at the top of the home straight. Illinois is now shaken up in 2nd. Sweet William is battling away back in 3rd. Dubai Future is still staying on in 4th. Then Candelari, who now looks well beaten inside the final furlong and a half, and it's still Trawlerman galloping on relentlessly. He leads by 2.5 lengths to Illinois in 2nd. Dubai Future still staying on towards the outside, but they're inside the final furlong, and surely they can't get to Trawlerman. He's cleared by 5 lengths inside the final half, and it's Trawlerman's Gold Cup, runner-up last year. He wins the 2025 edition. Trawlerman has won the Gold Cup from Illinois home in 2nd. Dubai Future back in 3rd. Sweet William in 4th. Then came Coltrane, followed in by Candelari. Yashin is still coming, and so too Wonder Legend.
Trawlerman storms clear to win the Gold Cup. John and Thady Gosden are having a sensational week here at Royal Ascot. Mick Fitzgerald.
John and Rachel Gosden. John, what a horse.
Yeah. Well, he did it in the Henry II. I said to William, look, try and do the same. Set your own pace, pick it up all the way. Such a lovely horse. And look, the other horse didn't quite stay. He's a 2.25 mile horse. But I said, look, it's the golden rule. When they come by you, they know they've been in a 2.5 mile race, and they never got to him. There's no point going steady like we did in Dubai.
How nice was it to be able to enjoy the last furlong?
I didn't enjoy it because anything could happen. Look out, you're going to get wet here. You never know. You never know till they cross the line.
But it's, you know, to have a superstar like this, finally have his big day.
He's part of the furniture, you know.
But to have a big day like this for him as well, and you.
It's absolutely amazing. These are the most grand, lovely horse, he really is. And the other horse, Sweet William, they're great old friends. You know, they live around with the furniture forever.
Like us here every year.
Yeah.
Well done.
Oh, well done to John and was the whole team as well, and well done to Mick for managing to grab that word in the heat of the moment. Do you know what, Jamie? I think when Kyprios retired, the first thing to happen was that Trawlerman just sent him a little greetings card and said, congratulations, enjoy a long and happy retirement.
Now it's my time,
yes.
Effectively. And in the absence of Kyprios, his biggest adversary has had centre stage to himself and found full voice. A brilliant performance, and for all the reasons outlined by John Gosden himself, so superb to see this test being exactly what it's designed for, Jim.
Yeah, remorseless, relentless, totally contrasting to his other Gold Cup horse, Stradivarius, who was played late. Seb, gradually turned the screw, made it hurt for them.
No, I mean, we were watching the clock most of the way around, and to be fair, William set a real decent pace, a good even tempo, but cranked it up from Swindy Bottom, and it was nice for me watching it. It's great watching a race like that, watching horses start struggling as the screw is turned, and as he turned in, I mean, the only horse that may have got at him was Illinois, and he was quickly disposed of.
Yeah, he was. Let's have a look at the head-on, because it became very apparent that Illinois had cracked under that pressure, Seb.
Yeah, I mean,
you could see it there visibly, couldn't you?
I mean,
it's hurting him.
The interesting thing, what Ryan did, he took himself out the pocket about 1.25 miles out, which suggested that he wasn't overconfident of just staying on the quarters of him, that he wanted clear space at him. But fair play to William Buick and John Gosden. They played an absolute ace card today.
When Haley spoke to Aidan earlier and asked him specifically about Illinois in the Gold Cup, he says no one knows until they get to the 2-pole. He got to the 2-pole, he was within striking distance of Trawlerman, but then he knew, we knew, Ryan knew that no, I am not an equal of Trawlerman at this distance.
You know, when they say marathon runners hit the wall, Illinois hit the wall.
And it was a Trawlerman-shaped wall, wasn't it? He built the wall today.
He did, yeah, he did build the wall. What a tougher performance that was.
Yeah, it was almost old-fashioned, wasn't it? Because to grind it out like that and just keep pouring it on, I mean, he stays longer than Paulo Radcliffe.
Yeah, he really does.
And she got a trip all right.
She does. She does get a trip, and Trawlerman, he was justifiably favourite there, Seb. But I love his attitude. He wears that hood, but he's obviously a great character back at the
He just didn't stop. I mean, he just kept pouring it on, and I have to give big credit to William Buick there, because you have to be brave to ride a horse like that. You have not got to be afraid of going quick, and he did that in spades.
Very different to the ride on Ombudsman.
Yeah, of course. But that's faith in yourself, faith in the horse, and running a different programme. But that's the beauty of top jockeys. They can run different programmes depending on what's required and what they're riding in.